Hi, I'm Jeff Dixon. I want to welcome you to a brand new series here on the Church at 434 in Motion called The Hero in You. And I will tell you that it is a series that I'm probably as passionate about as anything that we've done as far as series goes, simply because it's just this concept, conviction, at the core of my being that just keeps bubbling over and over again, and probably shows up a lot in all the teaching that I do. And so this is a series that is designed to be some short segments where we download some thoughts your way and give you some things to think about related to the fact that there's a hero in you. I have said it many, many times. Christmas gives us hope. Easter makes us heroes. There is a hero that's waiting in you. In the Bible, in Galatians 5, verse 1, it says, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free." And I want you to know that you were created to be free. If you're a follower of Jesus Christ, you're also called to be free. And to experience this freedom, there is something that has to happen within you. There is a change that has to take place. There's something that has to spin around inside of you, and you make the decision to become a follower of Jesus and take an adventure, a journey, if you will, that is just driven by this desire that comes in your life when you begin to understand that Jesus is offering you a life that is something further or beyond what you can get on your own. In other words, it's that moment when you say, I want to live, really live. Not just breathe, not just inhale and exhale, not just have my heart beat, but you want to live a life that is beyond just doing time, but a life that you were somehow created for. The phrase that I use around here a lot is, you want to become the best version of you. I believe that at our very core, that Jesus has created us that way. I think that when we make a decision to follow Jesus, we've made the greatest decision we can make because it taps us into an eternal journey with Him. And at the same time, it puts us at odds with the world around us. Because there is something that is tragically wrong with passionless living. And I think that when you get this following Jesus right, when you really figure out what it means, you begin to discover that, you were called for more, and you were called to be more. And there's something that's waiting for you, and it's just beyond your grasp, but it's a journey that you're on, and you're not going to be satisfied with anything less than taking it. In other words, you're ready to be alive. And I want you to know that I believe that there's a difference between being alive and existing. And I think a lot of people that you see around you are satisfied or content or bogged down in existence. They just exist. The truth of the matter is, they're dying. They just don't know it. But if you're a follower of Christ, you've made a decision to live. And there is an aliveness, if you will, that is supposed to be changing and churning inside of you, where each day you discover a little bit more that this quest that you're on to become the person you were created to be sets you apart and sets you on an adventure where you're discovering more about Him, and each and every day you're finding ways to bless others and impact the world. In other words, you're really living. The thing is, there's something that is strangely elusive about this thing called life and finding freedom. No matter what state you're in, it always seems that freedom is found somewhere else. When you're a child, you can't wait to be a teenager. When you're a teenager, you can't wait to get a driver's license. When you're in high school, you can't wait to get to college. When you get to college, you're so glad to be free of your parents' rules, and you try everything that they warned you against. And then when it comes to choosing your career path, you choose it, but then you discover that you don't necessarily like your job, and you dream instead of other opportunities. And what happens is that somewhere along the line, we start trading off what the next thing is and letting it not just rob us, but it traps us if we're not careful. And we cease being the people we were created to be simply because we need to hold the status quo. We need to hold down the fort. We need to keep things level. No risk, no challenge, paying the bills, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yet not satisfied and feeling empty inside. And I want you to know that you were created and called for more than that. As a matter of fact, I believe that you were created and called by God to live a heroic lifestyle. A lifestyle that lets you move above and beyond the things that others are satisfied with. A lifestyle that moves and takes you beyond the places that you can't get to without Him. And as you take that journey, you begin to discover an excitement for life that you can't find anywhere else except in Jesus. And here's the thing that I know. Because He's a God who loves us and is God who treats us and gives us His grace, that we discover a freedom that comes and He stacks our life up with blessings where everything else, when we're following Him, begins to fall into place in just the way that He needs it to and He wants it to for you. And so, there's a script out there that He has written for you that He invites you to follow, and here's what I want you to hear me say. It's a heroic story. Better than any Marvel story, better than any DC comic story, better than anything that you're going to find on any Disney Channel classic. There's a hero in you. And it's just waiting to be discovered. Join me on a journey where we start talking about that and thinking about that in some very big terms that hopefully will kind of stretch and inspire you to look outside the box a little bit and become that person you were created to be. Until next time.